as the restrictions for travel to Cuba lifted a little bit, some churches in this area started looking at going to Cuba.
We took our team last year, kind of a fact-finding team. We made the decision to partner with Pepe and his church.
His home is basically divided in half. Half of his church, half of his home, and they basically don't really have a home.
They dedicate their lives totally to the church. There's things going on in the church all the time, day and night, every day of the week.
It's just contagious, the enthusiasm of their praise time. The young people are involved, but there are all age groups.
It seats about 45 people, but they have somewhere between 150 to 250 people show up, and people stand outside and rotate around the outside and look in the windows so that everybody gets a chance to see.
We had made flyers and we took those out on Saturday and started inviting children to this party on Sunday afternoon. I had asked the pastor how many children they usually have. He said 35, but more for events. So we planned for 70.
We stopped counting 150 kids. There's probably about 170, 180 kids that showed up for this.
We had so many kids, I had no idea what we were going to do. But at the end of the day, the kids just were thrilled that somebody cared about them and loved on them.
And what was so rewarding was the Sunday after we came home, Pepe sent a picture of several children who had attended the block party.
And those 7 children were children that had come to the block party, and then the next week had come to church and they'd led them to Christ.
One of the things that amazed me was the openness of the Cuban people to allow us to come into their homes and share the gospel.
The translators would knock on the person's door and say, "These Americans have come here to tell you about Jesus. Are you interested in talking to them?" And more times than not, they would agree that they wanted God's forgiveness.
We witnessed to all age groups, from children 9, 10, 11 years old, all the way up to a lady who was probably about 90 years old, and saw professions of faith in all of those ages. It makes me realize how important it is, even more so, to share with those that I know.
You'd be surprised how much God gives you when you're out there. He tells you the things to say. He tells you what you need to say for this person. You're not on your own. When you're in that position, you feel the Holy Spirit working through you. And there is no better feeling, especially when somebody accepts the Lord. There were I think it was 58 people in total that got saved. In the course of those people's lifetimes, how many more people are going to come to know Christ? Because I told this person, they told this person, they told this person. It expands itself on its own.